Take caution, as confrontations with these creatures may result in deep cuts, broken bones, and even death. Join us today as we explore 9 of the most dangerous birds in the world. Number 9. Red-tailed hawk. The red-tailed hawk is one of North America's larger and more familiar hawk species. This is an open country hawk found in parks, farmland, or at the edges of lightly wooded habitats. This bird is a ferocious defender of its nest, which it usually places in a tree near open areas. If it nests in an area where human beings are present, it may perceive them as predatory threats and may attempt to drive them away. With a wingspan of almost 5 feet and large, razor-sharp talons, this bird of prey will attack in fast swoops. The talons are the hawk's most dangerous assets and may inflict some severe damage, especially to the eyes. If you find yourself under attack from a red-tailed hawk, make sure to protect your face, throat, and head. Number 8. Emu. This long-legged bird has a stout body and can reach speeds of almost 30 miles per hour. Much like the ostrich, the emu is a tall, flightless bird with a long neck. Despite the fact that it's faster than humans, this bird won't shy away from confrontation if it feels threatened. A native of Australia, the emu has big, 3-toed feet with sharp claws, capable of eviscerating most predators in its environment under the right circumstances. Even though human fatalities are rare, attacks aren't uncommon in zoos, emu farms, and animal parks across the world. More than 100 such incidents took place in 2009 alone. Since it's very fast and quite heavy, the emu is also a threat for drivers. It's been reported that out of the 5 emu-related deaths that have occurred in Australia, all were the result of vehicle collisions. Number 7. Bearded vulture. The bearded vulture is a large bird of prey with a wingspan of almost 10 feet and a weight that can exceed 17 pounds. It has sharp talons and a thick, powerful neck. The bearded vulture attacks live prey with greater regularity than perhaps any other vulture species. It's the only known animal with a diet that consists almost exclusively of bones. This dietary preference comes with a special hunting technique. The bearded vulture will pick up carrion bones and live prey such as tortoises with its strong feet and fly to heights as great as 260 feet. Then, the vulture drops its prey onto rocks below, thus cracking the bone and enabling it to reach the marrow within. This dropping technique makes it potentially dangerous to humans. It's said that the great Greek playwright Aeschylus died after being struck by a tortoise that fell from the sky. Number 6. Great Northern Loon. These are amongst the world's most primitive avian species and can be traced back to the earliest stages of bird evolution. Loons make their nest close to lakes, in boreal forests, temperate forests, and Arctic tundra regions in North America and northern Eurasia. Adult loons weigh between 8 and 12 pounds and spear fish with their razor-sharp bills while diving as deep as 200 feet. Even though they don't look like they might pose much of a threat to human beings, their bills can inflict serious damage. One avian scientist that was banned in a loon in order to later track its movements was mistaken for a predator by the bird. It plunged its dagger-like beak through the researcher's ribcage and into his heart, killing him instantly. Number 5. Great Horned Owl. According to numerous wildlife experts, The great horned owl may very well be the most dangerous owl species on the planet, growing to be more than 2 feet long with wingspans that can often reach over 6 feet. They're powerful predators that defend their mates, offspring, and territories against all perceivable threats. Joggers and hikers are among the most common victims, but fatalities are extremely rare and people are generally able to escape their swooping attacks. The clutching force of a great horned owl's sharp talons can reach 500 pounds per square inch, which is comparable to the bite of a large guard dog. This is enough to blind, permanently disfigure, and even kill. Whenever they are faced with threats from larger animals, great horned owls tend to go for the head and face, and they're capable of inflicting serious wounds. Number 4. Ostrich. A native of the African open country, the ostrich is the largest bird in the world. Adult males can reach truly gigantic proportions of up to 9 feet tall, almost half of which consists of their long necks. They can also weigh over 330 pounds and reach speeds of almost 45 miles per hour. Don't be fooled by the myth that these birds bury their heads in the sand when they're afraid. An attacking ostrich can unleash devastating kicks that are powerful enough to take down lions and other large predators. In addition to long and massive leg bones, ostriches also have almost hoof-like toes with pointed nails that extend several inches. When an ostrich is provoked and cornered, or when its offspring are threatened, it will most likely fight back. Their punishing strikes and slashes are delivered with enough force to disembowel an adult human being in a matter of seconds. There have been cases of fatal attacks on people in the past, and in one South African region, attacks still occur up to 3 times per year. Number 3. Southern Cassowary. Southern cassowaries have bristly black plumage, a blue face and neck, and a horn-like brown casque atop their heads, measuring up to 7 inches and is partly reminiscent of dinosaurs. The females of this flightless bird species are usually larger and more brightly colored than the males. Some females may reach towering heights of almost 7 feet and a weight of 130 pounds. Although a significant aspect, size isn't the most dangerous thing about these creatures. When it comes to the world of birds, the southern cassowary is one of its most efficient killers with a unique, lethal weapon at its disposal. Southern cassowaries have thick and powerful 3-toed feet that feature a long, dagger-like claw on its innermost toe that can grow up to 5 inches in length. When provoked, the southern cassowary will attack with incredibly strong kicks, which, coupled with its deadly claws, may inflict mortal damage on a person. Southern cassowaries have earned their fearsome reputation as they're among the few birds known to have actually killed people. There are historical records of them ripping people open and disemboweling them. Number 2. Poisonous birds. When talking about poison and toxicity, we tend to think about reptiles or insects, and almost never about birds. Nevertheless, there are a few avian species in the world known for being poisonous. Even though they don't actively produce or inject venom, these birds are poisonous to touch or eat. They sequester toxins from the plants and poisonous insects that they feed on. The patui and Ifrita bird, species native to New Guinea, as well as the little shrike thrush, are known to have batrachotoxin in their feathers and skin. This highly potent neurotoxin is also found in the poison dart frog in Central and South America. It attacks the central nervous system and kills by permanently blocking nerve signal transmissions to the muscles. This leads to death by cardiac arrest. Common quail are also known to be toxic due to an unknown mixture of poisonous plants that they eat. There's even a disease named after eating poisonous quail, known as corturnism, which can lead to kidney failure. The African spur-winged goose is also toxic to consume because it holds poison in its tissues from the blister beetles it feeds on. Number 1. Mute swans. Cygnus ola, also known as the mute swan, is one of the most aggressive and territorial birds in the world. It's also one of the largest members of the waterfowl order and among the heaviest flying birds. The wingspan of a male mute swan, also known as a cob, can exceed 7 feet and their weight over 26 pounds. It's called mute because of its tendency to be less vocal than other swans. They're native to Eurasia, but have also been introduced in other parts of the world, including North America. Unlike other swan species, mute swans will also make their nest in community lakes, park ponds, and other areas that are frequented by humans. Attacks mostly occur in the spring, as this is the swan's nesting period. These creatures will fiercely defend their nest against any predators, and they're highly protective of their mate and offspring. A mute swan attack involves wing strikes, accompanied by biting from their large bill. The wings are very powerful and feature a hard join bone called the carpal bone, which may cause severe bruising and even break weaker bones, such as those of children and the elderly. In April 2012, father of 2, Anthony Hensley, tragically lost his life in a mute swan attack. The large bird knocked Hensley out of his kayak and continued to lunge at him as he tried to swim ashore. Hensley, who had been tending to the swans in the area for over 10 years, couldn't overpower the bird and ultimately drowned.
Realizing the situation, observers on the boat above opened the cage's escape hatch to provide an escape route for the creature. Chan, on the other hand, dived down and slipped out of the bottom of the cage to escape. However, he discovered 2 other sharks swimming close by beneath him. Not wanting to become prey to the pair, he quickly swam back up.